And that's something we always say too, that business ownership, entrepreneurship is more of a personal development journey. Do either of you want to speak of how maybe you feel like you've grown as people just since starting this?
Yeah. So like I said, my background being with a large healthcare company, I was a manager and a leader, and you didn't get to define what your culture was because the company had already defined it. And defining your own culture is really just an exercise in personal growth. So this owning your own business and starting your own business, particularly on this particular platform, has allowed me, definitely, and both of us, to decide who we want to be as leaders, who we want to be in this company, and then to test ourselves to see if we can stick to it. Because if money ever gets tight or there's a big decision to be made, it's pretty easy or it feels pretty easy sometimes, and that it happens that the employees or the people underneath are those the ones that end up suffering. And we have realized and grown into what our culture is, and we are not wavering from it, and we are taking care of our objectors, our people, first and foremost. And that really has helped us both grow, not only an appreciation for each other, because her going through her journey was hard, right? Like not to harder on her, but like, Lord have mercy, God killed me. So that really was challenging for her to ask hey, you should do mobile Botox. That wasn't, I wasn't overly interested. And then to start to grow this out of really more of a need than a desire, which quickly turned into a desire and turned into both of our passion. It really helped me come into my own as a entrepreneur and as an operations and systems person. And so you see that personal growth, and that has been important. And then we're able to sink that into our own culture. We get to decide. I get to decide what are the pillars we're going to stand on. What is this culture going to be? And it's been an interesting journey, and that is by far the most attractive piece of this. And it's worth the ride to get to decide who and what you want to be.
Yeah, I love how you explain that, because no one's ever said that in such a way. The company determines your culture and what you're going to believe. But now you're totally, in charge of your own destiny, the captain of your own ship through what you've done.
That's so amazing. Like, I remember when I was stuck in mainstream medicine, I had this opportunity where I had a clinic on the side and it wasn't making any money. And I was still doing my main, mainstream medical job. And I had the guy who was like my boss came to me and said, hey, you got to make a decision. And I just remember this one quote, and it just like, when you said that, it triggered me, like in a good way, I guess. It triggered me to remember, I remember this quote, and it said, ships are safe in the harbor, but ships are not meant to be in the harbor. And just like with the both of you, I mean, you can this is definitely your destiny or your passion. Or you can I can only imagine how far the versions of yourself are now from where you would have been if you had just stayed in traditional mainstream medicine.
So don't get me wrong, like the experience in the career that I had certainly defined me personally, and more in the things I did want to do, but obviously more importantly, the things I didn't want to do. So I do believe that growth, and they did so much for me between the education and the opportunity, and they took a chance on me when I was very young, which certainly helped this process along. So I can't, say, of course, that it was our journey or what has happened. They had so much to do with it. I'm definitely grateful to mainstream medicine, because it not only grows you into what you are, but also shows you what you don't want to be.